Hi guys, this is Eunice and welcome to Shaw Herbal Medicine and Crystal Collection. Today we're going to be talking about two things. One of the things we're going to be talking about is oregano. I love oregano. Most people do. It is a spice that we usually and always put into our food for those who do use it. And so far, it is usually, consumed on the table and all that. But you can use oregano for medicinal purposes, and so far, it is used as an herbal medicine. And I have a little notes here. I did speak about oregano once before. I think maybe a year ago or something like that. Giving you all the great health benefits of oregano. And again, because it is consumed on the table mainly and so far. But if you decide to try to use oregano as a herbal medicine and so far, you want to use it as a capsule or some kind of tea or something like that 2 hours before you eat. It will be separate because when you are using oregano on the table, eating it and so forth, it is being mixed with a lot of other foods. But when you want to get healthy and you want to use it as herbal medicine, then you want to use it separate, as I always say. I always tell my customer clients, and so far, herbal medicine should be taken either 2 hours before meal or 2 hours after meal, and so forth, so it can get into the system and work its way down and do its job. Okay, we're back with the lawnmower people, and all that. So let's talk about what oregano is good for. Oregano is good for let's see, make sure I get everything right here. Take a quick look. Okay, oregano is good for coughing. It is good for respiratory issues and so forth, things like that. It is also good for gastrointestinal issues and so far. So if you do eat oregano and you eat it on a regular basis, you will get a little health benefits for the gas or for the intestinal issue part and all that. It is also helpful for heartburn, bloating, and things like that. It also is actually good for menstrual cramps and things like that if you have menstrual cramps and so forth. And there is a couple formulations in where you can actually use oregano. As I said, some people drink oregano as a tea. They make a tonic, or they use the herbal capsules and so forth. And these are the three formulations that you can use oregano as a herbal medicine and so forth, and all that. It is good for joint pain, such as rheumatoid arthritis. It also helps with urinary tract disorders and things like that. Headaches and heart conditions. Oregano again is a spice and so forth, and we do have a, for those who do like oregano. Oregano to me has a unique taste. So for those who do constantly use oregano or put them in your foods for to get that, we always eat with our eyes, are say, because we always see the food before we eat it and all that. So it does make everything look really good and so far before we consume it. It does have a unique taste, as I said. And if you are one of those people who have acquired that taste and use oregano a lot and so far, it will help you some when you eat it again. The indigestion, gastro or bloating situation, gastrointestine and so forth. It will help you some there. But if you have that and so forth, you really want to get help, you really want oregano to help you, you would use it as a capsule, tonic, or tea separate from your meal. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Use it separate from the meal. And it is a good herb to have around the house, easy to purchase. You can get this from the wholesale store if you want real oregano that is going to really benefit you. And you may can get it at grocery stores as well because it is a spice, so you probably can get it there as well. The oregano at the store and so forth, I don't know, I can't say that it is certified or 100% or whatever and so forth. But I do know that you can get it from the store because it is a spice. Wholesale is more likely that it's going to be authentic oregano of that kind that you can use for herbal medicine and so forth. You can also purchase oregano through herbal herbalists, herbal stores and things like that. You can purchase oregano from the herbal store. So there are ways and so forth that we can get our hands on oregano very easy and all that, and it has so many great benefits. Actually, really heavy when you start dealing with rheumatoid arthritis and gastrointestinal things like that. These are pretty serious illnesses or elements and things like that. And you do want to get all the help you can for these particular symptoms and things like that. So it is great to have the oregano around and so forth. And there's also an oregano oil that you can purchase if you have skin issues and so forth. I see this here down to the bottom. It is it's for you can use oregano also by mouth for parasites, allergies, sinus pain, arthritis, colds, and flus, earaches, and fatigue. Okay, that's why you always want to have your notes so that you don't miss anything. So this here covers a wide range of issues and so far. Oregano does and so far. And before we get into the second thing that we're going to talk about, which is crystal, a couple things that I have discovered that I want you to know about and so far. I want to get that into this video as well. So right now we are talking about oregano and so far. And as I said, the first thing you want to do is get authentic oregano, certified oregano. You can get it from wholesale, whatever. There's three formulations you can do. You can do the, I say tonic, but you can use an elixir, tea, or herbal capsule, and so far for the oregano. And oregano will has very good benefits for cough, asthma, bronchitis, and so forth. I didn't mention. It's also good for gastrointestines, bloating, also heartburns. I did mention menstrual cramps. I did mention rheumatoid arthritis, urinary tract disorder, and all that. And also, it's good for headaches. And certain heart conditions and all that. And the last thing that oregano is good for is the parasites, allergies, sinus pain, arthritis, cold and flu, earaches, and fatigue. Now, with earache, you can use a couple drops of oregano in the ear. That's what I understand. With the oregano oil, and it has to be 100% oregano oil. You can rub it on the skin for parasite, and you can also consume this oil by mouth, also to kill parasites inside of the body, as well. So it's good for the intestinal parasite, which is the reason you can consume it in the mouth to get off these parasites and so forth. And for allergies and sinus pain, arthritis, and so forth, or you can rub. There's two ways you can do it. Rheumatoid arthritis, you can take the herbal capsules and so forth, or tonic, or tea, and also too you can use the rheumatoid or oregano. I'll get it out. I get it out. Oregano oil for arthritis as well. So if you have arthritis in your hands and so forth, you can take a little of that oil and so forth and rub it on your hands and so forth. It does help with joint pain, arthritis pain, and all that. So it will help you there and all that. And that is really, really great. And it's just something so, but not to get or religious or go back to the Bible and all this, but this is true facts. And so far, that's what people use in biblical days is they use herbal medicine. That's what was there for them to use as medicine and food. So, okay. Now, the two things that I have discovered about crystals and so far, which is probably not new, but since I've been experiencing with crystals and so far, experiencing with crystals, I have been sourcing crystal for the past couple months and so forth, getting into it. I do have that crystal store that I did launch, and I'm still stocking it and so forth. And the things that I did discover, I'll get it out, is that when you do have a headache and so far, and this is good for those people who have migraine headaches and people that just have constant headaches from stress and things like that from work and all that. I discovered that you can, because of the coolness of the crystal, you can use a palm stone and just kind of like rub it over your head several times. It will soothe out that headache for you. And also, too, you can just lay flat and put the stone right here. And that also will get rid of your headache and so forth. Now, I don't normally have a lot of headaches. I did when I was younger. I had migraine headaches. Some people do grow out of that, and I think I'm one of them, but I still do have headaches sometimes. And because the stones feel so good to my hands and they're so cool and so forth, I just did that as a, spirit of the moment thing and so forth. Had a headache maybe a few days ago and so forth, and I just kind of did that. Okay, I'm playing with the stones. I just got some orders in and so forth, and I feel such coolness in my hand and everything, and so I just rubbed it on my forehead, and then I kind of decided just to lay back and just put the stone on my head to see what results I would get. Very good results there if you have a headache and so forth, and you want to try that method and so forth. It did work, and I'm not gonna say it worked for everybody and so forth. I'm just gonna say that it did work for me. Another thing too that I discovered and so far is that because remember I told you I was just holding this year in my hands and all that and everything. If you have like a long today task and so forth, you got a lot of things to do, you kind of anxious and things like that, and fatigue or whatever because you're anxious and whatever and so forth. I discovered too that if you have a stone and so forth, and you just constantly rub it in your hand and just relax yourself and so forth, these the mindset and so forth will allow you to go ahead and to clear your mind to get your tasks done and so forth. It will relax you so that you're not anxious and so forth, things like that. So I just thought maybe if for some people who going in for an interview, a hard interview, that I hate that long more time. I'm you doing this at the wrong time apparently. But anyway, I discovered, okay, if you do that and so forth, it will help. And I was thinking about people who have these here stressful jobs, office and so forth, got your things to do, you need to relax and so forth, and get things done. It will help there. Also too, for people who are going in for interviews and they may be tough interviews and things like that. You can always carry these things around in your palm stones in your pocket and so forth. Always you can reach into your pocket. rub it in your hand and so forth to relax you. In if you in any situation that is really irritating, scary and so forth, or whatever, that makes you anxious and so forth. You can use those stones to kind of like calm yourself down and so forth, and so you can make some wise decision and so forth about your situation and things like that. So I just thought that I would pass that little tidbits along and so far because, like I said, it's just something that I just discovered while unpacking and so forth some stones and had a kind of a headache, and I just did that and so forth, and it does help. So hopefully this video will help you with the oregano and things like that with all the symptoms you have medically, um, health issues and so forth. Hopefully the oregano will be one of the things that you want to try to help yourself if you have some of those symptoms that I mentioned. Also too, if you have a headache and so forth and just stressed out and so forth, you might want to try one of those crystal palm stones and so forth for your headaches and things like that. So if this video information, I should say, can't help you, pass it on to someone that can. Before you begin any herbal regimen, seek a herbalist or healthcare provider, and so forth. And remember, a healthcare provider or a herbalist can also help recommend something for you based on the traditional medicine that you are taking. All that needs to be accounted for, so that you don't get something that's going to be, complicational. With the with the traditional medicine you're taking, you want to, do your own research even and so forth to make sure that the herbal medicine you're interested in taking is not going to conflict with the traditional medicine you're taking. So I will see you back on another short herbal medicine and crystal collection next week, usually on a Wednesday or Thursday and so forth. And thanks for joining me today. I hope you do get a chance to stop by and take a look at this video. All right, bye.
Can you feel my